What's up, you guys, and welcome back to our channel. It is Friday. It is Private Practice 101, and it's where I come to you and I talk to you about different things in private practice that I have experienced, and the good, the bad, the ugly, and I'm hoping that if it's the bad, you don't make the same mistakes yourself. So let me go ahead and just apologize for the video. Like, I know you guys see this right here, but I end up leaving my ring light in my tripod at home, and so I was just like, okay, at first I wasn't going to put out a video. I was just going to tell you guys, my situation, that I wasn't able to record a video, but something was like, no, you told people that you were going to put out videos on on Tuesdays and Fridays, so still make it work. So put it on top of bookshelf, and here I am, you guys. At first I was going to hold it like this, but then I was like, nah, I can't do that long, it's gonna. But nonetheless, so I was like, let's put it up there and we can go from here. So video may not be that long. I always say that, then they end up being some of the longest videos. But nonetheless, today will be more of a learn from me / vent session. I'm going to go back to insurance panels because that's what I've been dealing with most of the week, especially on today. I'm recording this video on Thursday and I'm putting it out on Friday. But so let me just go ahead and jump into that. Let me say Louisiana has 5 Bayou health plans, you guys. Before I go to that 5 Bayou health plans, when I got in credential with the insurance panels, I used a credentialing agency that was not local. They were like in down south, so it's like 2-3 hours from me. So I had a credentialing company that was not local, and they were supposed to credential me with all 5 Bayou health plans of the Medicaid plans. Well, however, I just recently found out, going into last week, but really this week, that I'm only credentialed with actually 3 of them. But I was supposed to be in panel with all 5 of them, but I'm not. So I want to say, if you do go the route of using the actual credentialing company, be on their backs, you guys. Make sure, get an understanding of what's going on. For me, I did not get the understanding. I was just like, credentialing company, they're going to do it. She sounds great. She sounds amazing. All of this great stuff. I know she's going to do a great job. Like, don't even worry about it. Didn't even worry about it. Didn't even call her like talking about. Didn't even check on nothing. Very naive of me to do that. And it's not for me to say that she didn't do a good job. Well, I don't know. But she just did not get the stuff that I needed. I'm not in credential with 2 plans, and I paid her to credential me with all of them. So, and I probably would have known that, you guys. Here's another mistake. When you get in credential with the insurance company, they're going to send you a contract. Well, I probably would have known that if I would have got all my contracts, but I did not. Right? I know you're like, oh my God. Like, this is the stuff that I went through. Very naive in the beginning of opening up this private practice. Here's the reason why I wanted to make this channel, so that y'all do not make the same mistakes. Anybody that come and talk to me about wanting to start their own private practice, like, I'm just, because I was naive like that, thinking that somebody else would do what they're supposed to do, I just let everything go by. And so now I'm suffering. I'm not in credential, and I have insurance. I have people with those insurance, and I thought that I was. But when I go to bill them, I'm learning something different, and I'm having problems. So now I'm seeing people for free until I can actually work and get the paperwork and get in credential with the actual insurance panels. So, yeah. And I'm just not figuring some of this stuff out, and it's just like, oh my God. And then I got a biller because last year, because I was behind on billing. And if you know anything, if my credentialing wasn't correct, of course, my biller, she was going to suffer too. So I used 2 totally different companies. I used a biller that was local. And so I ended up cutting ties with her because I was still getting denied. And nobody is going to really look into your business like you are. So I just kept getting denied. And she didn't know why, neither did I. So I cut ties with her. And true enough, she probably could have done a great job if I really was credentialed correctly. But I cut ties with her too, and it's just like, oh my God. Like in my agency, my private practice suffered, you guys. I didn't have enough time because I was working a full-time job. Life was happening to me. So I did not have enough time to actually look into the whole insurance things because I worked from 7 a.m. to 5 a.m. I didn't have time to call the insurance companies, to stay on the phone with them for 30 plus minutes just to figure out what the issue was. So it's just like now I'm figuring all this stuff out. And I'm kind of like, when I started figuring this stuff out this week, I'm not going to lie to you, I really got depressed. I really got sad about it because it's just like, now I figure out why I wasn't getting paid. Mind you, I was not getting paid last year for some of these insurance companies because I wasn't credentialed correctly. But I was still seeing patients. And I'm still seeing patients. And so now I have to put on the entrepreneur hat and be like, I cannot accept any more patients from these 2 insurance panels until I actually get on there. And that's kind of a lot for me to say in itself. But it's like, you cannot take that spot for a non-paying person and you know that they're not going to pay. So it's just like when they call, I ask them what kind of insurance they have, and I will actually just take their name and their number. And when I do get in panel, I'll call them back, see if they need a therapist. If they do, they can come on in. If not, it's okay. And so the people that I'm still seeing that that I'm not on their panel, like I still have to see them. I still have to provide them care. So those are things that I learned. That I'm learning the hard way. My mom always say, bought sense is the best sense, and I bought that sense at a pretty high price. So, but nonetheless, I'm shifting my perspective. Like I'm learning. I learned it. I can share with somebody else that y'all cannot make the same mistakes as I did. And like sometimes what we go through is not just for us, it's to help other people. So I'll take that. Okay, I feel a little better. Talking to you guys about it, I feel a little better. But today I also learned a little bit more. I'm making sure I actually verify insurance now before I actually see a patient. So this morning I was really just doing that, verify insurance. I had an EAP patient, verified with them, and then I had a TRICARE patient. But I learned today that my agency, mind you, that was another person, that was another insurance panel that I gave to the credentialing people to actually do. But, so when I talked to the patient yesterday, she was like, oh, do you accept TRICARE? That was one of the panels that the credentialing person was supposed to panel me with. So I said, yeah, I accept TRICARE. You know, I'm thinking that yes, I do. So someone was like, no, this morning, actually verify your insurance. And guess what? I'm not in panel with TRICARE. See? And I was just like, really? So she was like, yeah, you're in panel with your other job, but not your private practice. So I end up having to text the patient and be like, look, I'm sorry. I thought I was in panel with TRICARE, but I'm not, and that you will have to actually pay for your visit. I will give you a discounted rate so that you can come because I told you incorrectly. But until then, you will have to pay out of pocket. And that right there was hard for me because usually I would just be like, nah, she can come on in. I just, still see her, still help her, still want to help so many other people. But today, like the entrepreneur hat was on and the bleeding social worker hat was put to the side because it's like now in order for this business to thrive, I really have to do the business side of things. So she ended up not coming, but that's okay. But I'm working to get in network with TRICARE, and once I do, I'm gonna give her a call back, see if she still wants to come, and if she does, she's more than welcome to come. And I also today had another patient that I'm verifying their insurance with. And I learned that Blue Cross Blue Shield, if a person say they have Blue Cross Blue Shield in Louisiana, child, there are so many different plans with Blue Cross. So many different plans. They got Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama, Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina. Like, just so many different individual plans. And although that person is a resident of Louisiana, their job is a resident of Louisiana, like, they plan is still with South Carolina. And I'm just like, how does that work? I don't know. Spend 30 minutes on the phone with these people to figure out what this woman plan was at, because her card did not say it. I went to the regular Blue Cross website for Louisiana, called them. The woman was like, oh, that's not a member of ours. So she sent me to 2-3 different departments, and I finally figured out where the plan was coming from, and it was an out-of-state plan. So that took me 30 minutes, okay? So it's accepting insurance. It's a it's work. I'm not gonna lie. So, like, my heart goes out to all you biller people that does it, because I know that I struggled a little bit today, but I do feel accomplished that I was able to verify some insurance beforehand, and that I and then, even though I had to go through a lot with that last Blue Shield client, but she's a PPO. She's a PPO member. They got some good insurance, y'all. So I was like, all right, girl. You know, I'm just saying. So she's a PPO, and in PPO and HMO, there's a different in price that they'll actually pay. That Blue Cross will pay. So thankful for that. So I'll see her and go from there. So that is my little spiel this week about what has happened to me. I'm not really sure if this was an education one or just more like a vent session. I believe it was vent session and education. Moral of the story, you guys, stay on top of your stuff. That's the moral of the story. Stay on top of your stuff. Don't always have on the therapist hat and you want to help everybody and we have to help everybody. Yeah, but you're going to starve if you try to help everybody and don't make sure that the back end of them payments are correct. Okay? Because I only have a few months of savings now. And I got to get this payment stuff together. So that's what I'm working on. Oh, and before I go, let me say this. This month, I wanted to focus on really just making sure that I got in correctly with the insurance companies, because I know that was a problem coming into private practice. So I was going to spend the month of January not necessarily worried about going out and looking for new clients and stuff like that. That wasn't my goal. But I was just going to, focus on insurance. However, my plan is changing. Like I have a plan, you guys, but like I said, I allow room for God to come in and do his own thing. So even though my plan was really to just focus on insurance, just really try to get my practice situated and all this other kind of stuff, God has changed some of that. I'm still going to focus on insurance, get my practice together, but I'm also starting a budget workshop. I have a budget masterclass that's going to start on January the 28th. And if you want to join, let me say that. If you guys want to join and learn how to budget, I will host this over Zoom. So that'll allow you to attend in different states. So I am going to do my budget masterclass 101, and it's going to be starting January the 28th. It's going to go to March the 4th. It is a 6-week course, and it's going to be held on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I got that coming up, and I'm excited about that, even though it's going to be like me running, getting all the stuff together. And then I also have this just kind of landed in my lap. Like, they're doing a parade in a business expo down here. So I'm going to go to that and present. Not necessarily present, but have my agency on display as well. So I got 2 extra events thrown up in the mix that I'm actually excited about. I'm nervous and scared a little bit to do, but I'm still excited about it, and I'm still going to do it. So that's all I have for you guys on this wonderful Friday. Y'all go out there, y'all be great, y'all do help people, do what you're called to do, and I shall see you guys on Transparent Tuesday. Bye, you guys. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe to this video if you actually made it to the end. Make sure you do it on YouTube, because we want to make sure that YouTube actually see that people are actually interested in these videos. All right, you guys, I'll talk to y'all later.